Hello, my name is Mohammed. I am a Java developer. A few months ago, I started an open source project named Froporec, which stands for From Produce to Records. In this short video, I will take you through a little bit of history about Java record classes, and then I will explain what was the main motivation behind the start of Froporec project. We will end with a brief presentation of how Froporec works as a Java library. The concept of Java records was first introduced in Java 14. They mainly allow to define data carrier objects with less code than what we used to see with typical Pojo classes. See, for example, here we have a Pojo class named person, which will typically be defined with its fields, constructor, accessor, and so on. When you define the same data carrier as a record, you only need to specify the fields, and the rest is not required. Additionally, these data carrier classes are immutable by default. When you use the JavaP command line to deconstruct a Java record class, you will see that it's internally handled as a class with generated members, including methods, which return the data stored in the fields, but no setters method. Now, what really led to the start of Froporec project were three main points, which I'm exposing here. The first one is that Oracle hasn't provided a tool allowing to convert existing Pojo classes into records. Imagine legacy applications with hundreds of Pojo classes used as data carriers. It will be time consuming to manually convert them all into records. The second point is about the records immutability not being strong or full by default. Here, for example, we have the case of the person record containing a field of type house, which is a Pojo class here, defined with its typical getters and setters. When we deconstruct the compiled record class, as we can see here, the setters of the house instance can be accessed, allowing us to modify its data. And the third point is the inability to extend a record class or for a record class to extend from an existing Java class. As you can see here, the compiled record class is marked final, and by default it's already extending the internal Java lang record class. Now, how Froporec helps you bypass all of these limitations is briefly explained here. Froporec is nothing but an annotation processor, which means it essentially provides some annotations for you to use in your project. During compilation, Froporec will pick up all annotated elements, and their processing will lead to the generation of record classes, which you can then work with in your code. Going back to the first limitation, which is about Oracle not providing any conversion tool at the moment, the @record annotation provided by Froporec allows you to achieve such a thing. Here you have a few examples of different ways @record can be used. Regarding the second limitation about no strong or full immutability, a workaround will be to use the @record annotation the way we saw it apply to each field here. You can also make use of the also convert attribute to provide an array of classes. These can be a mix of your existing Pojo or record classes and don't necessarily have to be part of the class you intend to convert. The @record annotation can only be applied to Pojo classes, while Froporec provides another annotation which you should apply only onto your record classes. Here is a simple example of the immutable annotation, which performs the same as the @record annotation, but with the intent to make your existing record classes fully immutable. And to finish, the third limitation can be bypassed with the super record annotation. With this, you simply have to provide a list of Pojo and record classes through the merge with attribute. The result will then be a record class named person super record with all these fields combined. Also, here you see the super record annotation applied on a Podio class, but it can actually be applied on record classes as well. So far, it's the only annotation that can be applied on both types. Alright, this is it basically about how Froporec can be used in your project. For more technical details, please check the website froporec.org, which is essentially the technical documentation. You can also check the GitHub repository where you have the source code and can also report issues or make suggestions. And that's it about Froporec and beyond. Thank you for watching.